Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? My name's Andrew.
I'm Lauren.
I'm Aunt Becky.
I'm Pop Pop.
I'm Daniel.
I'm Matt.
I'm happy.
And we're some of the Veggie Boys.
And girls.
And we'd like to thank you for stopping by. If you're new here, please consider subscribing because we can grow a lot of stuff on the farm, but one thing we can't grow is this channel without your help. Grammy's got good news for us. What's the good news?
The deer are not bothering the red beets so far.
Yeah, good news. But funny story, since they're not bothering our red beets, they've got to be bothering something. Look at my uncle's sunflowers. They look pretty bad over there, but look at these. They've completely mowed them off. Oh my. Back up, ladies. Back up. Girls, back up, back up, back up. No escaping today, please. Stay in the pen. Thank you. Look in there, what do you see? Oh, what do you think? Is that cute?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are very cute. Welcome back, everyone. It's so nice to have you. We're just working on feeding animals at the moment. We're taking a little bit of extra time with the chickens today. As we move into our warmer months, there are times where we just like to spend a little bit more time with the animals just to make sure that they're all healthy, that they're all eating appropriately, and that they have plenty of water. It's a special day for the chickens because we had some leftover kale that we were unable to sell. We also had some leftover lettuce that we were unable to sell. So the chickens, they're having a great day. Even with all this hot weather that we have been dealing with, these chickens seem to be perfectly fine. One thing I will know, a lot of people have been curious about the egg size. A lot of people have been curious about egg production. Egg production seems to be at an all-time high. We are down to 2 pens of chickens now, so we are getting less than we had previously gotten. But one of the exciting things is that even though they're producing a lot, it's not like the eggs are small. They're also producing a nice size egg. And I don't know what it's like where you live, but here in the local area, the people like their jumbos. So the more jumbos you can get, the happier the people are. Everybody ready to eat? What's up?
I will help.
You'll help too? Good.
I'm helping the cow.
You're helping the cows? Good. I love that. I see all the plants. Just got finished getting all the grain dumped in for the cattle. Very recently, we've made a change in their diet and it's been pretty positive from what we've seen. They're still getting the same amount of minerals, but we've added a little bit more corn. We had slowed down on the amount of corn that we were giving them because of how much time they were spending out in the pasture. However, from talking to some other local farmers and just keeping close track on our animals, we've decided it's time to give them a little more grain again, or I should say a little more corn. Before we can get moved on to some other jobs, I have to talk about today's sponsor because it's gonna be keeping me cool on a very warm day. This is the Coolify Air, and it's not a neck fan, it's a personal air conditioner. Coolify is the inventor of the wearable air conditioning, which brings an ultimate cooling experience with advanced technology. I'd like to touch on a few things that I really like about the Coolify Air. One of the number one things is that it has 3 modes that you can choose from. It has just a fan mode, it has a cooling mode, and it even has a heat therapy mode. Coolify is powered by industry-leading Coolology system. You can see this whole part along the back here. This actually starts cooling in less than 3 seconds when you turn it on. And this can actually help to cool down the back of your neck by up to 10 degrees. Another thing that I really like about it is that it has a patented airflow design. This allows air to blow up or down, cooling your neck, face, and body. This thing's actually comfortable to wear, which I was worried about, but it's so light as I'm using it, it's like I forget it's even there. And while the air conditioning is working, it's not that loud. I don't even know if the microphone's gonna pick it up. It's that quiet. And probably the thing that is helpful for me is that this thing is flexible. You know, I got a little bigger neck. This thing, while it's running, can actually continue to blow cool air for up to 6 hours, which is a very long time, especially on these hot days. That'll help you get through it. The Coolify Air is something that I've been able to use and enjoy, but I've got one more thing to show you, the Coolify Cyber. Now the Coolify Cyber, it has top levels of cooling performance. It has actually double the cooling area compared to the Coolify Air. It's cooling my neck, it's cooling my chest, it's cooling my face, my back. Now the Coolify Cyber does have a little screen that I can use to adjust it, but if I don't want to use the little screen, I can actually just get an app on my phone, and that I can just use it that way, so I don't even have to fiddle around with the buttons. Much like the Coolify Air, the battery life on this thing, it's impressive. I was able to wear it all day and not have any trouble. And even if you forgot to charge it, it will charge from 0 to 80% in about an hour. I can think of tons of ways that I'm gonna be able to use both of these models, and yeah, I think today I'm definitely gonna need it. And I just have to say, these things, they cool down pretty quick. It feels like someone put a can of soda on my back, just right out of the fridge. Ooh, it gets cold. So if you'd like to have something that will help keep you cool, or when we start to get in those winter months, something that'll keep you warm, check out the description or the pinned comment and you can pick some up yourself. I'm just glad I had bales close enough to the point where I didn't have to climb up there. The next thing I want to do is get this calf pen bed up. Now, the calf pen is looking pretty sloppy, but that's because these calves were roughhousing a little bit and they smashed their water bowl, they knocked it off, and then the pen got pretty soaked. We had put bedding in here yesterday, but we just want to apply another few bales of straw just to keep things dry on them. We're going to try and dry it out. Thankfully, it hasn't been raining, so that's been helping us, but that's probably going to change in the upcoming weeks. Watch out, guys, I'm gonna add some straw in, so don't go crazy. What are you doing? Don't beat me up. I'm just trying to make it comfortable in here. I think it looked pretty good. Compared to how it looked a few moments ago, this pen is looking much better, and I know the calves are definitely gonna be appreciating that. We get asked all the time where the calves come from. We have a local dairy farmer that we deal with. He has always been very, very great to us. We try and do the same to him. But all these calves are from local dairy farmers. We don't start calves here on the farm. It's something we would like to do, but based on circumstances, it just doesn't work out for us. The local dairy farmers, they do a really, really good job, and we have a good relationship with them. The only thing I would say, it would be wonderful to have a cow-calf operation one day. We tried to get it going. It worked, kinda. We just weren't set up for it. But when you can get calves on the farm looking like this, I mean, what are you gonna complain about? I was just getting ready to head into the farm market, but then I started hearing some loud noises from the shop, and now I've finally figured out what's going on. Did the pump give you much trouble trying to get it started?
Nothing starter fluid for me.
Good. I'm glad. That's why we like to keep things inside. It always seems to start better the following year. I wanted to mention this while we were feeding animals. We have got a special job that needs to get accomplished today. It's getting hotter. It's getting drier. Well, the drier part, it's been dry. I don't know if it's gonna rain in the upcoming weeks. It's this upcoming forecast. It's kind of crazy. But anyway, because it's starting to get a little on the drier side out in the fields, trying to get our irrigation all hooked up. It's a big, big job that we have to get accomplished every single year. And we've reached the time where now it's gonna happen. Who's got you, Pop-Pop?
Lily's got me.
Say hi, Pop-Pop. Pop-Pop. And then Ronnie. And then who's over here? Ronnie. Lauren ended up showing up this morning, so we got all the kids here. It's a little chaotic, but that's the way we like it.
I didn't see we need a Veggie.
Big old lettuce. The large lettuce test.
Huge lettuce.
That's a big old lettuce. It tastes so good. We just grabbed a decent amount of green leaf lettuce. We're gonna see if we can grab any of this red leaf down here. Got two planted really, really close to each other here. Yeah, we'll take both of them. Gorgeous. Don't step on the red beets, you'll be in trouble. I'm being careful. Someone might have drove over a few of the red beets this morning. Now what's seeded here?
Sunflowers right there coming up.
Sunflowers? Okay, I see the sunflowers coming up. Very cool. What else? Red beets?
Lima beans.
Okay, lima beans.
There's gonna be sunflowers, and then we got dill, and the rest is red beans.
More dill, more red beets? Can never get enough. Look at that. Since Grammy went through with the rototiller this morning, it threw a bunch of dirt onto the leaves. So we're gonna give them a pre-rinse before we even dip them in the water. A lot of the dirt is gonna be on the bottom side of the plant, but the rototiller throws it up inside the plant. So it's very important to dip these today. And to just give you perspective on how big this lettuce is, look at my boot next to the lettuce. Wow.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna send that, and then I'm gonna send one of
Well, it's dark in there. Turn a light on. We just dropped off Matthew. He's checking on something. We're making our way all the way to the ponds because we want to pick up our suction hose to our irrigation. Oh no, the gates are closed.
That's unbelievable. The horse gate is never closed.
This suction hose that we have, we've been using it for a few years now. It's always worked great, but it's time for an upgrade. It's time for something new. We've got a whole new set of hose that we're gonna be switching over, and it's gonna be ready to be hooked up to the pump when we get the pump in place. Grammy had mentioned to me out in the garden that she had something special for us today. Fresh bread? That's pretty special. Go get Uncle Matt, go get him. Come here. You gonna do it again? Yeah? Okay, go back and run to me. All right, now come and get Matt. Come get him. Come here, Lily. Lily, come back. We get pretty distracted when all the babies are at the farm. But I mean, can't you blame us? This is fun.
How can you not? They're just so cute.
We've now made it out to the fields. We've got a very big job. Now, the other day, the boys had went through and laid our main lines. And Dad and Daniel are back at the farm now. They're getting everything rearranged with the pipe. They're also gonna be bringing our pump out. Now that we've got all the main lines put into place, this is where the exciting job starts. We've got to get every single line of mulch hooked into the main line. So Matthew and I are gonna be going through and connecting every single drip tape that we had originally laid underneath all of this mulch into the line. So to just give you a little explanation of how this works, we have these plugs or these connectors. What we will do is put them into the pipe, and we'll take our drip line and we'll just connect it just like that. We will screw it on, and when we start pumping water, the water will flow from this main line into our drip lines, and it will irrigate the entire row of mulch. There are going to be areas where we don't have a hole that lines up with the drip tape. We're actually reusing this pipe from last year rather than getting a new one and wasting the old pipe that we had. So anywhere that we don't have a hole, I take this neat tool, it's called a hole punch, and I just line it up with where I need it, push in, and there we go. We got our hole punched. For those of you that are curious if we've had any trouble with animals lately, I can show you. Out here we've got fresh deer tracks all over the place. Lots of deer tracks, and this one seems to be pretty large. Over here we got some more deer tracks. This looks like a doe. Deer tracks everywhere. When it comes to tracks, Matthew's favorite track is a moose track, like the ice cream. Along this whole first section where we were putting the connectors into, that was all pipe that we were reusing. Now we're using brand new pipe, so we're gonna have to punch a hole for every single line of tape. Now that we've jumped across the road, we run into a small problem. We have two rows over here that are pretty far up the field as to where the pipe is at. So we're probably gonna have to get some drip tape from home and put a connector in and connect it all the way over to here. I'm not gonna punch the holes just yet on that. I'm only gonna punch the holes where I know that we can get it connected today. We've been making some good progress. Matthew and I have a decent amount of lines hooked up. Matthew is running back to the farm. He's gonna get the mower to clean up along this side. That way we can get these pipes connected to the main line. And then Dad and Daniel, they're getting the pump down, put into place. They're making sure the line that runs up over the hill is nice and clean. And Petey just brought back the skid steer loader because we need to get our filter into place. We will pump water out of two main bodies of water. We have a large creek or river system that runs through the property. We're thankfully able to pump out of that. Now that water is always fresh, it's always flowing. We have plenty to pump out of, but the other resource that we like to use is two ponds that we have on the property. What's nice about the ponds is they have a decent amount of fish in them. They are spring fed, so we always have access to water. Now the thing with the spring fed ponds is we don't like to pull too much water out of there. We don't want to disrupt the fish that we've got in the ponds, because those fish add a lot of fertilizer into the pond that we then suck out. So our plants, that we are feeding here, they're gonna have plenty of fertilizer by means of fish manure that's coming up through the water system. And that's one of the reasons why we need the filtration system put into place. It stops a lot of the particles that could gunk up our drip lines. That still allows plenty of nutrients to pass through, which our plants are definitely gonna benefit from. It's easy to see that over the past couple of weeks, our plants have been basically exploding. That's what we want. We want the plants to continue to grow, and by getting some water put on them, or I should say some extra water, it's only gonna benefit. Our first large planting of peppers that we put into the soil, we're starting to get lots of blossoms and even peppers on some of the plants. So it's very, very important to us that we start getting water and we start getting fertilizer put into place. Look at what we got here. Gavin, you rode the lawnmower all the way back here.
I know, it's pretty fast.
It's nice to have you with us, Gavin. What are you working on today?
I don't know, I just got here. Joel asked me to feed in the afternoon and I had some plans this morning and I just figured I'd come now.
Very nice, very nice. And then next thing you know, you're just on a lawnmower. Like, life is crazy.
Yeah, I know.
It's wild. The weeds were building up quite a bit right at the far end of the field. So that's why we wanted to bring the lawnmower over and get this mowed off really quickly. The only thing is I can't figure out why it's just this row. If you just hop over to the other side of the row, there's also weeds right along here. So we'll probably have to grab a weed whacker and bring it out to clean that up. But at least we got this edge cleaned up really nice. A little bit of an update. We've got all these rows in front of me. These have now all got the connectors put into place. But now we're moving over to a section where we've got some tomatoes planted, and we're gonna switch up the type of connectors that we're using for tomatoes. And there's a really good reason for that, because when these tomatoes are a little bit larger and they start producing fruit, when about 35 to 50% of the tomato on the plant is starting to turn red, we will actually turn off the water to the plant. That way the tomatoes don't get oversaturated and split. It's something we've been doing for quite a few years now, and we've really seen the benefits of it over the past couple years. So that's what we like to do, and that's something you need to keep in mind when your tomatoes start producing fruit. When you got about 50% of the fruit on the plant ripe, it's time to turn that water off. Ugh, there we go. Water off, water on. We'll turn it off for now. So what did you get done down there?
Nothing.
Nothing? Don't tell me your pipe broke.
Yeah.
No. We got the call that it is lunchtime, so we're all on our way back to the farm. It's time to get something to eat. This is one of the most fun things to play with, believe me. Alrighty, for lunch today we've got ham and cheese sandwiches with Grammy's fresh made bread. We got some baked beans. Ooh, you excited, Gavin?
I'm so excited. I love sandwiches.
We got finished off with lunch and then we made our way out to the shop. We're having a little bit of trouble with our connections to our pump, so we've had to take a few of these old connections. The only thing we're missing is a washer. So a rubber washer, and we don't have the right size. So Dad is right now running up to pick one up. Then we should be all set to get the irrigation hooked up and ready to go. While we were working on those hose ends, Matthew is out here. He got a few more rows hooked up. The only rows that we didn't get hooked up are the ones that have nothing planted in them yet. The only thing that we have really to plant out here is a few peppers and tomatoes, and then we also have some cucumbers. So pickling cucumbers, regular cucumbers, and even zucchini. The interesting thing about those is that we're gonna seed those directly into the mulch. So we're not gonna be transplanting into the mulch, we're just putting seeds in there. Petey wants to know which flavor we're using today. I don't know. I didn't know they had flavors. I just know I've got these old ones I gotta pick up off the floor and use. This is orange flavor. So we need 12 for the peppers over here. So I got 2, 4, 6, 12. Perfect. Pipe cut. Ouch, this pipe is hot. It's almost like it's a black pipe sitting in the sun. Woo! That'll burn our hands quick today. This morning it was just like really humid, but now the sun has come out and it's like really cooking out here. This pipe is. Oof, not fun to be touching. I'm just gonna be careful I don't burn my hands. That's the last thing I need today. Burning my hands while putting drip tape in. Petey found one left-handed glove. Who do you think would be wearing a left-handed glove? Thank you, Joel, for leaving gloves in the side-by-side. I appreciate it. Screw it on so it holds. I have a thermometer at home and I'm so tempted to grab it right now because I'm working with this pipe that has been sitting out in the sun all day. And this pipe is so hot. Like, I'm wearing a glove on my left hand and I'm using that to hold the pipe. But goodness, is it warm. Whew. Of all days to have one of these little neck air conditioners with me, today is a good day to have it. I'm really gonna be enjoying this thing during wheat harvest because when we're gonna be stacking straw in the barn, I know I'm gonna be needing this thing. It's gonna be warm in there. We've now got all these peppers right next to me hooked up onto the main line. The last thing that needs to be hooked in over here would be our tomatoes. I just have to make sure that I have enough of those ones that have a valve on them. So if I don't have enough here, I might have to run home and find some more. Small predicament, I've got 10 of the connectors that actually have valves on them. Now these were like 3 years old, and then we have 2-year-old valves. I don't have new ones, I don't think I do. I just got off the phone with Dad. He said we might have some back at home. So we're just gonna take a ride back to the farm market, see if we can find 12 more, because that's what we ultimately need. Just 12 more to finish off these lines. And then once we have that done, we should just need to get our pump in place and start pumping water. And when we start pumping water, it'll be a lot easier for us to figure out if we have any leaks anywhere or if we have any holes punched into it. So we have connectors for that, but it's something that's part of the job. Definitely a big part of the job. It's probably not the most fun part of getting irrigation hooked up, but it's really important because anywhere you have a hole, you're losing water pressure.
Use the new ones.
I'm gonna use the new ones. We found them. Guess what else was in this bag? The washer that Dad needed. But there's nothing wrong with having two. Wait, don't run, don't leave yet. I still need stuff. I need this, and I need this. All right, now you can leave. Thank you, sir. He's gonna head over and get all those connections put into place, and I'm gonna get these tomatoes hooked up. By the time I'm finished, he should be about done, and then we'll be able to start running water through. We can make sure we have no leaks, and we can get this accomplished. We can get this job finished. There we go. I'm almost done getting all the lines hooked up. The only problem is I'm missing one connector. I'm one connector short with the on-off switch on top. So Matt's got to bring me one. And there we go. All of these layers of mulch over here, they're now hooked up and ready to go. Once we get water running, we'll be irrigating. You don't look happy.
I'm just tired.
Matthew just brought me over to where everyone else was working. We just got Big Bertha into place. Look at this filter. That is a massive filter. It's just a regular pool filter filled with gravel and sand. So Dad is running down now to start the pump. We've got the filter set on backwash because we want to get that initial flush of water out. But once we're all backwashed, we've got clean water coming through our filter, then we can get the water running through the lines. I'm pretty excited about this. We might have a little bit of trouble with these first initial rows. Some of the holes were a little bigger than what we were expecting. But besides that, I think everything else is gonna be just fine. This is a big day.
Yep, now it's gonna rain. This ensures that it'll continue raining because we took all the time to set the irrigation up.
It's funny the way things work.
It's like a new age rain dance, just takes longer.
Comes the water. The pump is running. We backwashed everything, and now they're getting ready to start the pump back up again. Just making sure we don't have any holes anywhere, because if I've got holes, I've got to plug them. Dad and Daniel are just doing some troubleshooting with the pump. They seem to be able to get it running. We're just having a little bit of trouble with some pressure, so they just got to make a few adjustments. I'm walking all the way to the other end of the field because once those adjustments are finished, someone's going to have to tie off the end of the drip lines. So that's what I'm going to be doing, just making my way down to the far side. It's a little humid out here, but definitely a good day for a walk. Well, sadly, we've got a little bit of bad news. We're having a little bit of trouble with the pump. We think the choke is rusted on, so we're gonna have to take it home, get that all figured out. But we made a lot of progress today. All we have to do is get the pump in place once it's running correctly, open it up, and yeah, we're gonna be able to water everything at the same time, and we'll just have to close off the ends. So it's been a very, very productive day. We've got a lot accomplished. It was a hot one. These plants are definitely gonna need some moisture. So we did a little more research on that pump. Turns out, yeah, engine blew. So we were going over a few different things. Brand new pump, pretty expensive. New engine though, not near as expensive, and we can change out an engine. So I think that's the road we're gonna be going with. And it's just starting to rain. Spent all that time working on irrigation, and it's starting to rain. But anyway, just another thing to deal with on the farm. That's farming for you. It's always fun, and there's always something that needs to be fixed. I just got home and just in perfect timing because it started raining like crazy. At least the ground was a little on the drier side. It soaked everything up. Lauren had got the babies all taken care of for dinner. They are eating. How is it? Yummy? How is it? Yummy? It looks like Lily and Ronnie have got some on their face, but that's okay. It was a very, very long day. Mommy and I are gonna be doing taco salads for dinner, and I'm gonna get started on helping her make dinner. So since we're gonna get ready to eat some dinner, that means this is where we're gonna end the video today. I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.